Hi there. Welcome to the Hot Corner. I'm Nick Sentman. I'm here in studio with Ryan Trexler. Ryan, how we doing?
Good.
And Sam Stewart. Sam, doing good?
Just great.
Good. And today's topic is going to be men's basketball. Okay, pretty thrilling actually. We actually had an episode that didn't air, and we talked a little bit about men's basketball and their struggles with the playoffs. Not a very good record, but that's changed in one game, hasn't it, Sam?
Has it changed in one game? I would say yes. I'm going to admit I did not believe that Shippensburg would make the playoffs due to the fact that there's 4 teams in line for it. It's Shippensburg, Bloomsburg, Mansfield, Kutztown. Yeah. And Shippensburg, I said, needed to pull out a win if they did not beat Bloomsburg. Did I say Bloomsburg? It's not Kutztown, it's Bloomsburg.
Yeah, Bloomsburg.
Bloomsburg. Bloomsburg, Mansfield, Ship, and
Cheney being out. So.
Cheney's out. But anyway, I did not think they were going to pull out a victory against East Stroudsburg or Millersville or Cheney or Westchester, which is coming up tomorrow. Or today, if this video gets posted up today. But
yeah, when it does.
Yeah, when it does, when I get to edit. But I didn't think they would pull out a win against East Stroudsburg. I thought East Stroudsburg was too tough. They lost to 43 the first time they played. So of course you're going to go into that game thinking that they're going to get stomped on. And it was the exact opposite. Reggie Charles nets 31. Dylan has 14. Really drew a lot of coverage in the inside of the post. Got Reggie Charles at the perimeter. They opened up a lot for them. But now they're kind of sitting pretty. Cheney, as you said, as we all alluded to, they're academically ineligible. So even though they're in the 4th seed, it's pretty much Ship in the 4th seed or the 5th seed.
Tied for 5th, I think.
Yeah. So they got their game up of Mansfield right now.
Yep.
And they have Cheney, Westchester, and Millersville left.
And compared to those games with what Mansfield has left, because I mean, I'm guessing Shippensburg right now their only threat is Mansfield to try to bump them off of that last playoff spot.
Well, it's just a lot of maneuvering.
Yeah,
seeds.
A lot can happen.
Ship is only a game up, and there's 3 other teams beneath them.
Yeah.
Them and Bloomsburg are tied, and then you got the 2 teams beneath them. They're only a game back. So anything can really happen, but looking at their schedules, they're actually very comparable.
Yeah.
They all have the same, I wouldn't say the same teams, but the same caliber of teams going in. They don't really have an easy game. I thought blew its chance when it lost to Mansfield last Saturday. So I thought that they blew their chance when they lost there.
Exactly, and you actually brought up that point in our previous episode that wasn't aired. You said that you felt Shippensburg was not in playoff contention. They would never be in playoff contention now, because of that loss.
Because I could not see them pulling out a win against East Stroudsburg or Westchester or Cheney or Millersville. I didn't see it. I could not see them. If they, because we were talking about if they won against Bloom or if they lost against Bloomsburg. I said if they won against Bloomsburg, they still have a little bit of a shot. Iffy though. If they lost against Bloomsburg, they were done.
Yeah,
well, the thing is, they beat Bloomsburg.
To beat Bloom was definitely their beginning thing. You know, how to beat Bloomsburg to even have a chance. You know, have a meaningful game against East Stroudsburg. And, you know, even going in there, it seemed like they had a lot of charisma going. And they looked to, they were ready for this game. You know, their warm-ups. You know, they were getting psyched. They were getting ready for this game. So definitely coming in there, it looked like they were ready. You know, like Sam said, you know, Reggie putting in, you know, 31, just a one assist shy of a double-double. You know, Dylan getting his 14. Akeel Anderson coming off the bench, you know, doing a great job there all season pretty much. He netted, I believe, 14 in that game as well. And it was just an all-around good game for everybody on the team. You got Tyheem Perrin had another 10, Sam Poggett had 9. So it was just a collective effort altogether from the Shippensburg.
Now, the last time we talked about this, Ryan, you alluded to the fact that you felt Shippensburg was able to pull out a win with these last remaining games. And obviously they did. I mean, that was not the one we thought, but still at the same time. What do you think, you know, going forward now, building off of this? Can Shippensburg build off of this huge win?
Absolutely. I definitely like, you know, building off it's a big thing. You know, they go into Westchester, you know, they're definitely going to look to pick up a win there. They got to keep the ball rolling. You know, they don't want to lose to Westchester and then have to win, you know, coming down the road against Cheney and Millersville. They want to definitely try, you know, it's going to be a hard game at Westchester. You know, it's at Westchester, their home. But this is definitely a big momentum builder for them. You know, getting a big win against number 9 ranked in the nation, East Stroudsburg, is definitely a big moral boost. And it just shows them, you know, they're not done yet. They still have the fight, which is a great thing to see as well, you know, to show that they still have that fight in them, even though they're not having a successful season.
So, Sam, alluding to what Ryan just said, building off of that big victory against East Stroudsburg, heading forward to this last remaining games, do you think Shippensburg is going to have the momentum?
Momentum, no. I don't think so. They're going to be confident, I would believe, but I don't think they have momentum. I think it's kind of hard to establish momentum against different teams, if that makes sense. You're not in a series where you're playing one game and then you're playing 3 more against the same team, so you know what they're doing.
Yeah, but they're not entirely in. They still have to, go out and play.
I feel you're saying they still have to get their wins to get into the playoffs.
Well, yeah,
Is this going to shape them? Is this win going to shape them? Because now they know, like Ryan said, they're able to beat a team ranked number 9th in the nation.
Yes.
Okay, in East Stroudsburg. Going forward to these other teams like a Cheney, I mean, they're not a team that's ranked.
But they
very
still
highly.
lost by 20 by them. The thing is with this team is they're so inconsistent, and they show signs of what they just did against East Stroudsburg, and then they show signs against what they did against Cheney. This team's hot and cold. They're good. They can be good. They're young though, and that's what the problem is. They're so young. You don't know what to expect from them against, especially against veteran teams. They're playing Westchester tomorrow, and Westchester will kill you on the boards and will kill you by shooting baskets. They're number 2 in the PSAC for points per game.
Okay.
Their defense is shoddy though, which is great. Shippensburg can put up points as well, and their defense is a little bit stronger than Westchester's over the last couple of games. Shippensburg's ranked 12th in the PSAC in points per game allowed, but that was 76 points a game until the last 4 games that they just played. They're averaging 69 points per game against, which is great. Which is great for them. Coach Springer said in the interview that me and Ryan had with them that they're playing great defensively. They're playing a lot better. Reggie's being a lot smarter. That could be a little iffy because Reggie still, I think, had 10 turnovers.
10 turnovers. But I mean, when you handle the ball that much, it's expected.
Yeah.
When you're going up with a team like East Stroudsburg,
they were saying full court press as well.
If he can do that against East Stroudsburg, commit 10 turnovers, and they still win by 10, and you have to admit that game was done probably with 10 minutes left in the second half.
Yeah.
Well, to that, Sam, did you feel throughout that whole East Stroudsburg game that Shippensburg was able to keep that lead and go into that win? Or did you think that somewhere along that line they were going to play, that inconsistent basketball?
I thought East Stroudsburg would wake up, and they had the opportunity to. They had a lot of opportunity to, but foul shooting killed them.
Okay.
And that's they could have brought that game within 5 if they actually started hitting free throws. So it was more of East Stroudsburg shooting themselves in the foot rather than Ship playing lockdown.
The thing was too is there was times in the game where East Stroudsburg would make little runs. Ship was up by 15 or so, but then they would make 5-0 runs, and you kind of hold your breath a little bit there, thinking, is this where it goes down? Because you see that plenty of times throughout the year from Shippensburg. They get a good lead, but then they just can't seem to they can't get rebounds. They can't make shots. They can't make the easy layups, foul shots, stuff like that. But that never seemed to happen. They never seemed to have that collapse against East Stroudsburg, which was a good thing to obviously see.
Yeah.
So.
It does build hope for what's going into the next 3 games. I think me and Bill Morgul will cover the game tomorrow at WSYC, which will be great. I know Ryan's coming up with us too, so we'll actually be able to see firsthand of what's going to happen.
It's a great plug.
Yeah, I know. But we'll see what can actually happen. I think the men's team might pull it out. I don't think they will though. I think they'll keep it close. I think they'll lose by maybe 5. But you're going into Westchester. You're just riding off this high win.
Yeah.
I don't think that they can carry that same energy from that game to this one. That's what I thought would be the problem when they were playing these 4 tough games. You might win 1, but then you have to take all that energy that you put in this game and then put it on 3 others.
Yeah, like you're saying too. I mean, you got to try and keep that. You got the travel, so the momentum is going to be a big thing. If they can come in there still electrified, still with their heads on right, not get too big-headed, so to speak, getting that number 9 win. Just do what you have to do, and like Reggie said, they're going to continue to prepare. No matter who they play, they're going to continue to prepare. No matter what, every single game they're going to prepare the same way because they just got to go in there. They got to get the wins they need. And everyone's just going to help them in every single way.
And it was funny too because they're not even looking to Westchester. They're just looking. It's another game.
Yeah, Reggie even said he didn't even know who they played.
Yep.
So that shows you're not really worried about too far ahead. You're just worried about now, which is always a good thing. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. You just want to focus on the points of the game you got to get better at.
And that's good because the here and now Shippensburg is going to be in the playoffs, and they're a lot better situation than they were
Barring an
last
collapse,
week.
they will be.
Yes.
They will be in the playoffs.
Okay, so hopefully Shippensburg's men's basketball can close out the regular season, on this momentum ride from this big East Stroudsburg win, and hopefully we can see them making some noise in the playoffs this year. So on behalf of Ron and Sam, I'm Nick. That's your Hawk Corner.